Last time on One Piece, Oda skipped literally freaking everything, and then thought that in this chapter we just forget about it. Haha! Well, I mean, when you dangle Kizaru in front of our faces as well as the next island being Elbaf, I can see most people in the fandom completely forgetting the fact that Oda skipped literally freaking everything that happened in Egghead. How did Luffy and Zoro versus the Seraphim go? We don't know. It was skipped. All we know is that the Seraphim are in sea prism bubbles. How did Robin get injured? We don't know. It was skipped. How did Kaku get in the absolute folded state that he's in right now? We don't know. It was skipped. Last chapter, I kind of gave Oda the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna answer this. He's totally gonna answer this. Why would he do that? And in this chapter, well, he continued with the part that he skipped to. So I was like, oh, he's really freaking doing this right now. He's not gonna answer it. Wow, Mr. Goda. I guess that's what the children call good writing. But with all that aside, though, I guess that's just something that I've got to accept, that he's just not gonna answer it. Just like I have to accept the fact that you guys aren't gonna get this video in your recommendations box because YouTube decided to completely screw me over. I swear this video is probably gonna cap off at 100 views, maybe less.
Don't let go. I said don't fucking let go! So hard.
But anyways, with York captured, she tells everyone that she's the only one who actually has the password to the interior dome. And she did not share that part of her brain with everyone else through Punk Records. We also find out that through Seraphim Boa, the petrification was undone, due to her having a crush on Luffy, and Luffy asked her to, hey, please undo everything here. This was more so like a flashback scene. This is more of a classic case of show, don't tell, but in this case, he's doing more of telling than showing. You know, just the parts that he wants to tell. Thanks Oda, I appreciate it. In other news, Bonnie is sus. In the page, at least from the translation that I'm reading, it says, I see, what a great man, skilled at cooking and at the same time strong in battle. She's referencing Sanji, obviously. And then Luffy's like, hey, why did you get in a good mood all of a sudden? It's so weird. Which is weird because, you know, the last time we saw Bonnie was when she had saw like pretty much all of Kuma's memories, right? And she was crying, she was bawling, and I don't know what she saw, but I know for a fact that it did not put her in a good mood for sure. And we don't really know what else happened. We know that she was crying throughout all the night is according to what Luffy and them say, or whoever said it in this scene. But at the same time, you know, all that stuff was skipped. I guess we can just assume that she was just crying all night and that's it. I don't know. It's like, this is what happens when you don't show stuff because we're kind of missing some context. I guess we just have to take their word for it that she just cried all night and then she just became happy all of a sudden. Which makes it very, very interesting because we did see the Blackbeard pirates show up. Now, this was before the Marines showed up, right? At least that's my guess. If that was the case, perhaps Katarina Devon replaced Bonnie. That's like the easiest thing to assume, that Katarina Devon like took Bonnie away and replaced her, and now she's all like in this great mood. Because keep in mind, the Blackbeard pirates know who Bonnie is. They know exactly who this woman is. It was like at the end of Marineford, they met up with her and they ran away. They were scared away by Akainu. So in this case, it makes sense that Katarina Devon knows Bonnie to some degree. So I like what's going on here. Am I going to be right? Who really knows? In other news, Lucci is staring at Stussy because her cheeks are indeed quite thick, and he wishes to do something about it. But also, Lucci is relaying information to Kizaru, the world government, and so on, essentially about the Straw Hat situation and what they're planning on doing. So Kizaru's like an inside spy, which I do find kind of interesting because the tables are kind of turned because Stussy was an inside spy on CP0 and she betrayed Lucci, and now Lucci, he's looking at Stussy is like, I'm gonna get you. Girl, oh, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Just wait until when the world government comes here and y'all are in a pinch, I am assassinating you immediately. But it also begs to differ. What is the point of Stussy in this whole Egghead Island arc? I really do wonder what's the point of Stussy. because we know what everyone else's role pretty much in Egghead Island is. Basically, so take for example, Bonnie. Okay, she's got some stuff to do with Kuma, some stuff connected directly to Vegapunk. We understand that. When it comes, we know what the Vegapunks are here for, all of them, because they're supposed to be here. This is their place, this is their home. The Straw Hats, well, it's the Straw Hats. Obviously, that goes without saying. Stussy is such an outlier, however. And, you know, when we talk about CP0, they were here to assassinate Vegapunk, but, you know, they got screwed in the long run, Lucci and Kaku. Stussy is still an outlier. She's an outlier, a hard one. Yes, she works under Vegapunk in secrecy, but what's next for her exactly? I do wonder. I have a theory on this, but let's just assume that theory is going to be wrong. What is the purpose of Stussy from this point onward? I really do wonder. But anyways, Kizaru makes a move towards Sentomaru, and then Sentomaru's like, all right, Unc, let's get it. You want to throw hands? Let's go. And Kizaru just zips at Sentomaru at light speed, and Sentomaru blocks, and it says, my defense is the toughest in the world. Which, sure, Sentomaru, your defense couldn't even handle Lucci, but okay. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna do a little bit of scaling. Not full-on power scaling, but speed scaling. I want y'all to keep in mind, Sentomaru blocked a light speed attack, right? But Sentomaru could not block Lucci. However, Luffy in Gear 5 could easily block, dodge, all that stuff, all of Lucci's attacks. And y'all want to tell me One Piece characters aren't light speed? Ha ha, they can react at light speed, my boy. I'm sorry, they can react quite well. Matter of fact, I think Kizaru is going to show us more than just, oh, I'm fast, I'm light speed. I think Kizaru has more up his sleeves than just being specifically light. I think there's more to it, because there are plenty of characters that I'm positive are faster than Kizaru. I'm sorry. I know the narrative is that Kizaru's the fastest, but I don't agree with it. I'm sorry. In terms of travel speed, maybe Kizaru's the fastest. I would give Kizaru travel speed for sure. In terms of, you know, combat speed, reaction speed, I'm not going to give it to Kizaru. I'm sorry. Like, Luffy has done so many stupid, wild, dodging feats that I can't possibly just say, you know, he peaks at light speed. I can't say that. And I can't even say that for Lucci, because he got through Sentomaru's defenses, which might be more of a power feat than a speed feat. It's just crazy. It's crazy, but the scale just goes up when it comes to speed. But, you know, I'm not going to get too much into this one. I'm not going to do that. All you need to know is Admiral season, baby! We finally get to see Kizaru in action for the first time in over a decade. Holy Jesus Christ, seriously? But we finally get to see this man do his magic. I'm happy. And we might get to see Saint Saturn as well. We might. It'll be cool. Might as well. It adds a little bit of extra. And we're probably going to see some Blackbeard pirates, maybe like Katarina Devon Lafitte. We're going to see some form of a Blackbeard pirate in this arc, within probably the next 10 chapters, more than likely. It seems like Oda's doing a lot of rushing to get to a certain point, which I don't necessarily fully blame him for. Okay, I do blame him, actually. I'm not going to say that. I 110% blame Oda. But it seems like he's really trying to get to the end of this arc so he can probably show off more cool stuff. I'm not sure. I'm not a mind reader. I'm just a guesser. But all in all, this chapter was pretty solid, except for the fact that, you know, you guys know I'm a little butthurt about the whole skipping stuff part. Because if Oda's willing to skip stuff like this and never come back to answer it, imagine what else he's willing to skip and never come back to answer. That's all I'm saying. I just want some good writing. I just want some cohesive writing, and that's all I ask for. Show, don't tell. But you know what? It is what it is. We'll walk away from that one. This chapter was pretty good. I had missed the review of last week, so I really, really do apologize for that. I'm sorry about that, guys. I will say, though, the last chapter, the hole that Emu created with the mother flame or frame or however you want to freaking say it, that ended up causing like a high tide. So it's like, okay, increased flooding. I wonder how many times this has been used on the world and how low the sea level truly is. Very, very curious about stuff like that. Also, they showed a flashback of Sentomaru, Kizaru, and Vegapunk hanging out together, being kind of sort of a family. which is, you know, it was kind of nice to look at. It's like, since Kizaru had like a beanie on, which, you know, it's nice to see Kizaru, a younger version of him. So he's had his devil fruit for years, and I mean years. But anyways, guys, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Come and join the Vagabond's journey. I'm not going to go over any Reddit comments because I need to go punch holes in the wall. So, I thank you all, and with all that being said, Vagabond gone.